We don't have college football this week until Friday night, but we have 2 games on Friday, starting with this one. It's the BYU Cougars taking on the SMU Mustangs. We've got SMU 10.5-point home favorites, 56 being the total here in this game. SMU with the scare that they got against Nevada in week 0 in their first game, pretty much faced a cupcake last week in Houston Christian, and basically was able to get back on track with a 59-7 destruction over Houston Christian. So there's not really too much you can glean from that. You'll glean a lot from this because with all due respect to Nevada, and I'll give Nevada a ton of credit. I mean, they took SMU to the wire. They went on the road and they beat Troy as an underdog this past weekend. Let's give Nevada credit. It's been a very impressive start to the season for them. But with all due respect to Nevada and certainly Houston Christian, this will be the toughest challenge yet for this SMU Mustangs. A team that people thought had the ability to win the ACC as a dark horse, maybe go over their win total. 2-0. They didn't look impressive against Nevada. They'll have to look better here in this game against BYU. I think when you look at the SMU team, the offense, it took a while to click against Nevada. I wasn't thrilled with the defense, quite honestly, in that Nevada game. Now, again, you can't take much from Houston Christian. And as for BYU, they played a Southern Illinois team out of the FCS ranks in their last game. And if you look at Southern Illinois and their standing or pecking order, if you will, in the FCS ranks, to say they are an elite top level FCS team would be incorrect. So I don't know if you want to give BYU too much credit for a 41-13 victory there in that game against Southern Illinois. What I will say about them is they got Retzlaff, their new quarterback. He played pretty solid. Defense looked good, but again, you have to factor in who they're playing. This is a really tricky game for me, C-Mac. Obviously, the last time we saw SMU lay in double digits against an FBS team, I mean, I'm not talking Houston Christian last week, but it didn't go well. You know, they barely won the game straight up against Nevada. They are home here. I don't know if I feel strongly enough. I wasn't that high on BYU coming into the season. This is more of I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch, see how this game unfolds. I don't really think I'm going to get involved, at least from a side perspective. I think based on where the number is right now, I'd say there's maybe a little bit of value on SMU. I think maybe they could be slightly higher as a favorite, but what I thought was Nevada, I'm not racing out there to lay 10.5. Could get there maybe with the over here in this game because think about it, SMU defensively, and I'll say it again, against Nevada wasn't great. BYU might be able to move the football. I don't think much of BYU's defense. We saw BYU's defense last year really decline, really have a big arrow down. And this is obviously when they're running on all cylinders, when R.J. Maryland's making big plays at the tight end spot, when some of their receivers are going, when Preston Stone's accurate with the football. That can be a very explosive and dynamic SMU offense. And I'm not totally sold on BYU's defense, which struggled last year shutting them down. So I'll have a lean to the over here in this game as well. C-Mac, to get us going Friday night, what do you think? BYU, SMU.
Sorry, I'm having a little bit of issues. Yeah, that game was okay. I just wanted to glance at that. I had it earlier. I'm having a little computer issues. They played 2 years ago in December at BYU, 24-23. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, SMU, asleep for those 3 quarters with Nevada. Big fourth quarter, win that game. Hey, look at Nevada. Look at them, a little better football team. They couldn't win last year, but they played some decent football teams to some lower scoring snoozers and covered that we had talked about. So look out for maybe Nevada, but they're on alert now. Maybe we won't get as great points with them. BYU's off the big win. The quarterback had a great day. I thought that was one play later on the evening I thought was a decent look. I didn't take it. 16-17 BYU over Southern Illinois, even just because they're at home. And they jumped right on them 14-0. The offense looked really, really good. The defense is solid, but that's them at home. They're just a little bit different on the road. And SMU, bounced back, of course. Houston Christian 59-7. But I saw that defense, that's supposed to be all right, have some holes there. Week 1, maybe they figure some stuff. This is the classic. We'll get into this kind of all week because it's week 2 here. But man, the overreaction, and we got to check our selves with all some of these games after big wins against shitty schools and some tight games or maybe a loss versus maybe a solid team. So I think there's too many points here. I agree. Let's hit the total. I'd lean over in this game a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to get there. It's right around 55 and a half. I think we could see some.
Yeah, which is
it all the way up to 56?
56. Yeah, I'll probably bet the over a little bit. I definitely feel better about the over than a strong opinion on either side, personally.
Yeah, there's still some 55 and a half, but you're right. If you can get under here, the 56, that is the number. But I think BYU, the whole problem is taking them as a dog on the road. It's just we've done this a long time. It doesn't work out. This is double-digit points, though. And I'm interested on their side. Let's just say I would not lay it with SMU. You know what the issue is, too? I don't trust the 2 QB system. I just don't. I think they're got to go to 1. I've done that for years, Babano. Unless it really works, maybe a small program, I don't buy it. I hate the in and out. No one gets in a flow. And I think that could be problems for SMU. Both quarterbacks are talented. I just think they should stick more to 1. And then bring maybe Jennings in for more packages. But he's been getting a little more of the snaps than Stone in these games. We'll see.
It's because he played better than Jones, and better than Stone, I should say, in the first 2 games for extended stretches. Kevin Jennings.
That's a fact. So I just don't love the 2. So I'm leaning BYU here in the 11 points.
I mean, to see the Preston Stone look kind of the way he has in the first 2 games is very underwhelming, very disappointing for someone that was expected to have just this brilliant last year in college as a senior. But boy, it's not been easy sledding. And meanwhile, Jake Retzlaff did look very good again against this FCS opponent. You have to factor that in at home. But Jake Retzlaff for BYU played very well. Over 300 passing yards, was very efficient. Chase Roberts is an outstanding receiver for them. They've got weapons, BYU, so that's why I think we could see some points there. And again, we'll see. SMU probably is going to go to the 2 quarterback system again because I think Rhett Lashley's trying to see one of these guys separate from the other, and nobody has so far. All right.